Hey, this is Crystal Miller with another Tip Tuesday for you. Today I wanted to real quick touch base on changes that USDA or Rural Development, RD, however you know it, has coming down the pike in regards to their eligible areas. So every few years they do a census review and they determine new boundaries and new property areas that are eligible or not eligible for USDA financing, which is the 0% down program that everybody loves. So what I wanted to do was remind everybody that that's actually going to be here before we know it. So right now they've got their proposed areas. It's been publicized, but it all goes into effect June 4th. So to my realtor friends, this is your friendly heads up that any properties that you're going to do a little homework on ahead of time to make sure that if they're eligible now, that they're still going to be eligible June 4th. If that turns out to not be the case, and maybe they're eligible now, but they will not be after the June the 4th, if they're in that little area of change, then you want to absolutely have an active contract prior to June 4th, and ideally you want to have it a few days prior so that your lender has time to get their necessary documents dated and signed prior to the 4th as well, in order to still honor that old eligibility program. So be sure and keep that in mind. If you're a buyer and you're looking in these areas that are in the borderline, then same thing holds true. You need to kind of have your ducks in a row and get things going sooner rather than later, because there's not going to be exceptions to that timeline from what they're explaining. So the way that you know, so here I'm going to help you out, kind of do some property searching too, and you can always call and we're happy to help you as well. But basically at the bottom, I put our site, but I also put the USDA site. And if you'll go to that link, you'll have to agree to their terms to search, which is totally typical. So you'll click agree, and then you're going to look on the guaranteed program, and they've got two options. You can check on the future eligible areas and you can check on the current eligible areas. And all you got to do is search by zip code. Ideally, if you have a specific address, they'll search a specific address for you and tell you whether or not it's going to be eligible and whether it is currently eligible. So if you want to play around a little bit and do some double checking on properties that you're not sure if you think they might be on the borderline, then this will be the resource that you'll use to do it. And again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to holler. But just remember, June 4th is the magic date, and get your contracts in a little bit early so that your lenders have plenty of time to get their paperwork dated and signed appropriately to meet USDA's guidelines. So that's your Tuesday tip. Hopefully that's helpful. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to holler. We'll talk to you soon.